All right. This is part 12 of the All Skills tutorial. This time we're going to go over everything up until Kingsbrand, so basically just the Hornet 2 fight, because this is generally considered the hardest fight in the run and one of the toughest parts along with the Isma skips. Last time we grabbed our Monarch Wings, so we are immediately going to head over to Hidden Station to then go back to King Station. So as you save and quit from Monarch Wings, you're going to wake up from the bench and Crystal Dash out of here. It's relatively trivial getting to Hidden Station. Use your new wings to get up here, and then go all the way across Palace Grounds. This wall takes 4 hits to break, and then just start another Crystal Dash like this. This is another instance where you can use the toll look down. So I will show that again here. I talked about it in the King Station and Crystal Heart video. So you purchase the toll, and as you hit yes, you begin to hold down. And you can see that the gate comes up faster than it would usually. Now we are going to head over to King Station, which is, if you're in Chinese, just 1 up. And then as soon as you arrive, we are going to Crystal Dash out. Let yourself go a little bit past the lip about here, so you can inventory drop to the bottom without landing on here. After that, it's another Crystal Dash through here. So this is the exact same way we went to Dash Slash earlier in the tutorial series. Here, we have more movement this time with wings. So as you go through here, as long as you stand up here, that Bellfly can't hit you. So just get up on this ledge and immediately Crystal Dash over here. After that, you enter here and begin climbing up this wall. There's these little markers on the wall. The 4th one up, place yourself a good little bit above it, roughly here, and charge a Crystal Dash, which will line you up perfectly to get into this acid pool here. Swim through, dash over, and start another Crystal Dash here. Most of this split up until Hornet is just Crystal Dashing throughout the entire area. You're going to let yourself go through here, and then there's a finicky Crystal Heart you can do on there, but it's just as fast to just dash through here. So it's up to you which you'd like to do. And then from here, you can do some wings and wall jumps to get up this area pretty quickly. And then dash into this loading zone, because your Crystal Dash would be stopped too early. Same thing here, we can't start a Crystal Dash here, because we'd get stopped here. So just dash your way through this room until you reach this area, and now you can finally start a Crystal Dash. It'll get automatically stopped by Hornet, just start another one. As you enter this room, let yourself fall here, and I do one dash. It's a little bit of like muscle memory and knowing how far left you have to go, but generally I fall in and then go most of the way over, and then inventory drop to the bottom. As you can see, the gap is relatively large, so you can get yourself a visual cue. It'd be roughly around here. But yeah, you're just going to cancel your Crystal Heart, dash over, and inventory drop to the bottom. I'm going to do this fight a couple times, mainly because it's considered one of the roadblocks to the category, along with the Isma skips. First things first, if you are new to the category, if you are starting out, I highly recommend focusing more on surviving in this fight than you do on getting the fast strats. This fight can get out of hand pretty quickly, and you'll save much more time just by not dying, rather than trying to do everything like as fast as possible. That being said, the main thing you want to look for in this fight is Shade Soul doubles, which you'll get if Hornet is far enough away from you in the arena, and there's enough space behind her where she can get pushed back. So that's the main thing you're going to be looking for. Other than that, if she's not in the right position, you are going to be focusing on trying to stagger her with your nail hits, and if she does the needle throw attack, which is her only attack that locks her in place, you want to go for a Descending Dark, because that'll be your optimal damage. Other than that, I'm just going to talk about things as they come up in the fight. She has dialogue to mash through again. The one thing that's different at the beginning is her fight start animation is invincible, unlike Hornet 1. So you have to wait it out before you can hit her, as you can see here. So there were two perfect instances right at the start of what you want to look for in the fight. She was moving away from me and I was far in the arena, so I shot a Shade Soul, which double hit her. And then she did the Needle Throw attack, so I went for a Descending Dark. I accidentally dashed into her there, but this is also the optimal place to stagger her, is in one of the two corners. Anytime you get a stagger, your goal is to prompt her to jump by waking her up with a nail hit, and then hope that she jumps across the arena so you can shoot a Shade Soul and it'll double hit her. She also has chances of jumping anywhere in between straight up and down and almost entirely across the arena. So that'll look something like this. So as you can see, it ended up double hitting her. After you get that setup where you double hit her, or if she jumps in place, you just need to use Descending Dark or a single Shade Soul in order to try and stagger her again in the corner. You just want to chase after her and, again, stagger her in the corner. The optimal pattern is obviously just jumping across the arena multiple times with staggers, but the unfortunate RNG is if she just jumps in place. So there was an example of her not jumping very far, so I still went for some Shade Souls, try to stagger her quickly, but they didn't really double. So if that happens, you'll just have to take the damage and continue. So these spikes can get scary. If you're worried about getting hit, you can do what I did there, which is go for a Descending Dark. A Descending Dark will leave you invincible and clear out most of the spikes around you. And that's the fight. As you can see, even in the tutorial, I took 2 hits of damage, so the fight is quite dangerous. But we're going to go through it multiple times and talk about things as they come up. So once again, mash through the text, and then you're going to want to wait out this starting animation. She has a frequent chance of doing a counter immediately after the start. If you do hit a counter, you can actually always get out of the way, basically. I just jumped away there when I hit that counter, as you saw. If you're worried about dying or getting hit in general, you can hit the counter and then immediately dash away if you react to it. So there I got a little bit lucky. She only jumped a little bit away from the corner, but then she did a backdash, which then made her far enough away to go for a Shade Soul double. Once again, there's the Needle Throw, where I want to go for Descending Dark. The reason why we don't go for Descending Dark on her staggers is she can jump away from the biggest damage hit, which then makes it not even worth our soul. It's more worth it to just go for Shade Souls. There's the fight again. I'm just basically going to keep going through it, give as many examples as possible, and then move on. It's kind of tough to heal in this fight, but if you need to, always try to stagger her first. Once again, she was far enough away in the arena that I could go for a double hit. That's basically the worst thing that can happen, is if she parries your spells. As you can see, the fight got a little bit dangerous there, so I played it a little bit safe. At one point during the fight, there was spikes filling most of the arena. Once again, if something like that happens, I recommend, if you're worried about it, just doing a Descending Dark as close to them as possible, because that'll clear them out and then give you invincibility long enough to escape. In general, this fight is mostly about reacting to her attacks. There's always something you can do to avoid getting hit. It just depends on how well you can react to it and what kind of situation you put yourself in beforehand. If you're worried or if you tend to die a lot in this fight, I'd say use less Shade Soul and just start spamming Descending Dark more. The invincibility frames will help you survive a lot more, and it's still a decent amount of damage output, even if she does get pushed away. As you can see there, I got hit by the counter, but I went for a dash, because I knew I was a little bit too close to her. So here, just trying to keep her staggered in the corner. Yeah. So her chance to counter is basically always after you hit her. So if you have the option, sometimes it's actually better to not go for a nail hit in between your spells at all. Because if you go for that nail hit in between your spells, she could immediately after the nail go for a counter and then counter your spell, which is pretty disastrous in this fight. If you're ever unsure if she might throw out a counter or not, you can delay a little bit, so if she does throw out a counter, you have a chance at maybe a double hit afterwards. Or at the very least, you'll just get your normal damage without having it completely eaten by the counter. At the beginning, you've been seeing me do these up slashes on Hornet. That's mainly to avoid pushing her away with side nail hits, but it's completely optional. I'm just going to reiterate these points a little bit. As you can see, if she goes for the needle throw, it's important to just go for those Descending Darks. It's your optimal damage. So that was almost an optimal fight. She gave me very good RNG on the staggers. Anytime she did a needle throw, I had enough soul to Descending Dark, and I avoided getting hit as much as possible. It's hard to explain extra things in this fight other than what I've reiterated, so I'm just going to show a couple more examples before moving on. So, waiting on the start animation. If she staggers in the middle like this, you can attempt to try and roughly keep her in the corner, but it's a bit of a tough situation. So you just have to like try your best to improvise. So here, if I was worried, I would heal because stagger is the perfect time to get a heal in. And as you can see, it paid off because she could have potentially hit me there. I'm going to do one more fight and then move on. So main things are, if she's far away, go for Shade Soul, Descending Dark on the needle throw attack, or if you're worried about the spikes that she places around the arena. And try to get the optimal stagger rotation, which is hit her. If she jumps across the arena, you can turn around and do a Shade Soul. Hopefully I can get some more examples of if she doesn't jump across the arena, because that's honestly the toughest situation to deal with. So as you can see at the beginning of the fight there, I tried chasing after her a lot, which ended up being pretty dangerous, and I took a lot of hits because of it. There's a good example of if she staggers in the middle, what you can try to do. Right there on that last stagger, I went for a descending dart because I knew she was almost dead. Otherwise, this fight just takes some practice. You'll get a feel for how you can avoid Hornet's attacks, when you can go for riskier things, when she's going to backdash and you can shoot a Shade Soul. I'd say the primary thing is just be safe with your spells. Always shoot your spells when you're almost certain that she can't parry it and she's not going to hit you out of it. Other than that, just practice the fight as much as you can. Everyone still practices the fight even now, and you'll learn it. Once the gate opens, you can do a little gate storage on there, and then you're going to fall down here into a crystal dash. Now we're going to be picking up the King's Brand. So this will let us get into the Abyss later, obviously, and now we are going to move on towards Cyclone Slash. Just Crystal Dash out, it'll get you into this cutscene as soon as possible. Now, once you are in this cutscene, charge a nail art and then release it. The reason for that is it'll make your character stand up immediately, like this. You won't have to go through the slow wake up animation. That being said, there's something important I need to say about this trick. As you are charging your nail art and then releasing it, do not hold any direction. If you are holding a direction after you release it, your character will be invisible and moving back and forth, which immediately invalidates your run. So when going for this nail art cancel, hold down the nail art and then release it without touching any direction. Otherwise, you'll just invalidate your entire run. I only showed it the once because it's relatively simple. Just hold down nail art and then release it. Once you see your character standing up is when you can start holding a direction, and you're going to dash over here. From here, we're basically going to escape the same way we came, using a lot of Crystal Heart and dashing. So you're going to fall down here. There's two spots you can Crystal Dash from. However, they're about equal speed, and one of them risks you getting hit, so I'm just going to show the safer one, which is as you fall down here, dash past this Aspid and Crystal Dash from down here directly into the transition. From there, dash through the Acid and start another Crystal Dash. Here you can inventory drop to the bottom and enter here. As you enter this room, you want to hold forward a little bit so you can do a dash, wings, dash without running into that bellfly there. One thing I want to note is that if you wanted to take a safety bench before Hornet, I should have mentioned this earlier, take the camp bench, the one that's past the breakable ceiling right before her. Because King's Brand hardlocks you, there's no downside to grabbing that safety bench if you're worried about dying. Because of picking up King's Brand, all these bellflies respawn, so now I want to talk about a little strat to get past the last bellfly without getting hit. I'm going to show it once. You Crystal Dash, cancel it early enough that you can fall and dash under this lip before getting hit. Typically, people cancel it and then go for a dash here and bonk their head on this lip, which then causes you to just lose a little bit of time because you get hit by the explosion. But the proper way to avoid that is to cancel your Crystal Dash so you stop around here. Then you can fall down into the water without dashing, and then you can jump dash under this lip without bonking your head. So I'm going to show that one more time. This is just a little time save which avoids damage. You're going to heal in a second anyways, so the damage is not super important. So once again, cancel it. Okay, so that's an example of what happens if you cancel it too early. So let's try that again. So cancel it a little bit later, dash under, and then Crystal Heart over here. From here, we just need to climb back up to King's Station. Skip this bench for now, because we are going to Dartmouth, where we're going to bench anyways. So regardless of how much damage you've taken, it doesn't matter, because you're going to heal. Dash and use your wings to get out of the station, and then take the bench right here in the middle of Dartmouth. From here, we need to head towards cliffs, so we're going to crystal dash to the left, and then just wall jump, and you can use wings at the end if you'd like to re-enter King's Pass. King's Pass is relatively straightforward. It's just a couple of quick crystal hearts. So you're going to go all the way to the left, stop. You can dash and pogo off of this venge fly to end up over here. So you just dash pogo, and then you can refresh your dash by pogoing this background object. And then you're going to continue through here. So just keep dashing. You can do an inventory drop right past the lip of this ledge to land down here, where you're going to start a crystal heart. From here, just find whichever way of climbing is most comfortable for you. I'll show the way I do it just once, and then you can figure it out by yourself. Just like that. As you enter this next area, you can charge a nail art to break this slightly faster. I actually am not even sure if it saves any time. And then after that, it's just jump dashing in the right spots on your way down to, I think this is Mato, which is Cyclone Slash. As you enter, you're going to Crystal Dash, and then cancel as you reach the Nail Master, and then match through dialogue and say you would like to learn it. And that's our second nail art. That's where this video is going to end. Next time we're going to go over how to get to archives and how to one cycle Umu. Once you get the nail art, you're just going to save quit back to Dartmouth, which is where we're going to start next time.